Okay, so now let's start with the mouth. So the procedures are still the same actually. So I'll just go to the plane. I'll create a plane here. So I'm still on X-ray mode. Now for the plane, for the mouth, we will need around 9 extrusions for this. So this is how we will be doing it. So first is I will turn on the vertex selection. I can right click directly here and I can choose the vertex. So let's control spacebar to make this big. And then I can select these vertices here, right? And then I can just move them here at the center of the 3D space. Now to be exact that this is at the center of 3D space, I can type in 0 here on the x-axis. So that's the center of 3D space. And let's say that is also aligned. Let's check. Yeah, that is also aligned with our nose. Okay. Next, turning on the vertex once more. So let's start with the first polygon for the mouth here. So let's just position it this way. There's the top or tip of that lip part, then here the bottom of this, and then here that lump, and slightly there. So let's say this is the first one. I'll select. I will also need 4 throughout this mouth here for the top lip. Okay, I'll hold shift and drag. So this is the second one, and then I will just select this by vertices and drag it down there carefully like that. I'll select wedges again, shift click drag, vertex selection down here. Okay, a little bit. So here's the fourth one, shift click drag. It's going to be near the corner there. So this will have similarities to the eye. So the corner of the mouth is going to be also a trapezoidal or rhombus, tilted rhombus or trapezoid shape. So I will select this like that. So I'll do it here, there. So there's the trapezoid that we will be doing here. I'll select the vertex selection and have it that way and that one. So that's how this will go, like this. So that one. Okay, so that's the trapezoid corner of the mouth, similar to the eye. So now that I have that, the next thing that I will do, let's just raise this a bit, is of course under. So now that I know that there are 4, or that I can divide this into 4 polygons, I'll just hold the shift and drag this up to this point. Okay, and then I'll just go to my vertex selection, select these vertices here, and type in 0 on their location, 0 on the x-axis. Okay, so the next thing is I will now start dividing them or connecting them so that I can create subdivisions. I'll connect that, and let's say that's already 2. If I make it 3, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I have 4 polygons now. I'll turn off the connect tool. I'll switch to the vertex selection. Where is it? Oh, it's not showing again. Press enter. It did not show up. Ah, there it is. There. So now I can start positioning the vertices, leaving an opening there, of course. I'll just drag this bit there, and then here also. So the lower lip lining, that's what I am tracing right now. There and here. Okay, so that's okay at the front view. So let us, of course, go on to the side view. Reference, spacebar. So reverting to object selection, and then I'll select these and I'll just drag it forward like so. There. So now, again, just like what I did earlier, so I will look for the corner of the mouth here. That's the first reference that you do. I'll select this, that's the corner of the mouth. So on the side view, it will be here. I'll just drag it backwards, going there. And then looking at the reference here, it is slightly angled. So I can select this half here and drag it forward like that. And then I can select now this and drag it backwards like this. And also this, dragging it further backward as such. Okay. Just dragging it inwards like this and like that. There. Okay. So the next thing is, of course, the other parts of the or sides of the mouth, such as this top corner of the lip here. It goes to that part, and the bottom one will go inwards further. That's the mouth coming in. So I will not worry because we'll still be adding polygons later on. So selecting this too also, it's going to be pushed back onto this inwards further a little on the angle. And then this one, the last one, I'll be dragging it a little further back here. Dragging it into a corner like that and dragging that forward a bit. So realigning these there. So let's not worry yet too much about accuracy, because we are still going to be adding polygons or edges onto these. There. That's next for that. And that's fine for the upper lip for now. So next is, of course, the bottom lip. So let's select these. And then I'll just drag it towards that tip of the lip right there and here also. And then I'll select this two here and push it going here and dragging it forward a bit. And then I'll select this here and I'll drag it backwards like this and this. And then I'll select this one here and I'll drag it forward here. There. So that's just how this is going to be. Okay, so the side, okay, it's looking okay now. For now. So next is, let's add a loop for the roundness of it. Okay, so for the roundness of the mouth. Okay, so let's first, of course, let's first Shift H and let's create first the base or a backup for this. There, oops, let's name it first properly. So this is going to be the mouth base, mouth underscore base. Saving my work, shift drag, there's the backup initial. And then I'll just hide the rest of that back up of those backups, and then I'll just go back here, and then I'll just go to my multi-cut tool, and I will control shift and do 2 cuts, right? One is at 70% like that, and the other one is at, let's say, 30% or 50. Yeah, that one, 50%. And then click. So now I have that. Now these extra edges, I'll turn off the multi-cut first. These extra edges can now give us the roundness that we need to achieve for our character's lips. So I can just select, for example, these 3 edges here at the bottom of the top lip. Okay, I'll just W, and I can push that back inwards like this, and then I can drag it upwards, for example, to go in as per the reference that I see. I can use the vertices carefully. Oops, there. And the lip starts to fold. Alright, now this one, the second level, this lips here, or these, let's say, hold this. Now these 1, 2, 3, the second layers of our edges can go down carefully like that and be pushed inwards accordingly like this. So it starts to round. Oops, this one shouldn't be going up too much. Yeah, like that. There. Okay. Yep. It could be tilting as per the reference. Now I'll just drag this a little bit more so that it can be visible. And then this one also. And then this one also. Oops, here. Dragging it down. Careful. So let's say that. And then this one, I'll just drag it a little bit forward. And for the poutiness, or to have some pout. There. And then here a little for that roundness of the corner of the mouth. There. Okay. So we're done with that. But yeah, let's drag this a little bit more. I'll turn on the edge slide here so that I can contour it along the lip line, such as this. And then this one, I can make it round, such as this. Alright, to have that rounded feeling there. Same case here. Let me follow along. No, let's go to this direction instead. Yeah, towards that direction. Okay, saving the work, turning off the edge slide. There. So space bar. So lip is looking okay. Next is on the bottom parts also. I can also switch to the polygon or face selection, and then I can select these portions again, the 3 that I've selected, the bottom or the mid polygons of the bottom lip, and then I can drag it also forward to form that. And then here at the edges, I can also turn on my edge slide, and I can just move them just like the way I move the top vertices, like that. Turning it off, and then going back to the polygon selection and further dragging them onwards. looking at the corner, I can also select that corner, do a careful drag to have that roundness. Okay, so that is going to be the lip base or the mouth base. So once more, I'll just shift click and drag. Let me just look at my progress here, and then I'll just select this, shift click drag. So now we have the mouth base back up along with the eye and nose, and we're done with the mouth, the eyes, and the nose trace. So the next series of lessons is going to be about how we start bridging them together to form out the whole face. So I'll see you on that lesson.